My name's Al Pritchard. I'm the Program Fleet Manager for York Region Transit. York Region Transit offers a diverse transit service. The region owns 565 transit vehicles. The region's objective is to have zero tailpipe emissions by the year 2051. We're going to have 194 battery electric buses by the end of year 2028. And starting in 2030, we'll be only procuring battery electric buses. We're also looking at piloting 2 of the battery electric mobility buses. Our operators really enjoy driving battery electric buses. Number one, they're proud that they're reducing greenhouse gases. They really enjoy the ride, with the smart suspension. And typically, most newer buses have all the newest technologies, and the operators really enjoy that. And I know our customers do too. There's significant cost increases when you're purchasing battery electric buses. The bus itself is probably about 1.5 times the cost of a diesel bus. Then you need your depot chargers to charge your buses. You need tooling, you need equipment. And there's extensive training that's also required. Although the costs are increased, and as I mentioned before, we are getting federal grants. We just can't afford not to invest. It's extremely important to continue to work on reducing greenhouse gases. We do expect to see at least a 25% reduction in our maintenance costs, being that there's no oil changes, there's no air filters to change anymore. With brake regeneration, we're getting longer life on our brakes. However, there's going to be huge cost savings when it comes to fuel, right? So we no longer need to burn as much diesel fuel. However, we are looking at how much those electricity costs, but there's lots of programs out there to help agencies determine when they should charge your buses, how long they should charge your buses. Training is the most important factor. It's one thing to get the bus, but the training part of it is the most important factor. You're training operators on electric buses. You're training first responders on what they need to do when they respond to an electric bus. You're training your service people that are washing and cleaning these vehicles. We're also doing extensive training for our technicians, not just battery lockout tagout. Our technicians know how to repair these buses when they start to break down.
I'm Naeem Faruqi. I'm the founder of Fleet Zero. I've been in the transition zero emission space for the last decade. When you have operations of public transit in Canada, they're all indoor stored at night. So imagine a bus garage that houses 150, 250 vehicles all turning on for a 12-minute pre-trip inspection, where all these vehicles are emitting fumes inside a building and you have drivers walking to them. Now imagine that same scenario where they're all electric and there's no fumes that they're breathing for that 12-minute circle check, right? So that's a transformative experience.
So the region was one of the first to introduce battery electric buses in Ontario, and we're very proud of that. However, in the beginning, the range was very limited. We would only get between 20 to 30 kilometers on a battery charge, so we had to have en route chargers to keep those buses in service. However, today, that technology is maturing really well, and we expect to see a range of about 400 kilometers. So we're almost there.
One of the things that mechanics and technicians have to keep in mind when working with electric vehicles is 12 cal suits and class 0 gloves to deal with high voltage systems when they're locking out, tagging out, and de-energizing the assets. At Fleet Zero, we guide our clients through this complex transition in bite-sized chapters. The first chapter being stakeholders, all the people that will operate, maintain these vehicles and be responsible for them. We understand all their gaps and challenges that they will have and have solutions for that. The second area is the energy side, understanding infrastructure. So what kind of infrastructure is needed, what kind of upgrades are needed to their facilities. The next one is the facility. We look at any modifications to the building required. The next area that we work on is the fleet itself. Does it have the range? Does it have the right specifications? We bring all that together with economic lens, looking at the cost of doing this transition. Then we go into the environment and look at the GHG baseline of the current fleet operations versus the transition fleet and look at the benefits of that transition. It's really important as fleets are doing this and bringing in third-party experts that they have a robust data or have a plan to fill in those data gaps.
It's really important that you start to invest, but invest in a way that makes sense to your transit agency. The biggest lesson we learned is you're not alone. So every transit agency now is starting to develop battery electrification plans, and you really need to reach out to consultant companies like Fleet Zero that has that expertise to help you develop very strong plans.